everyone, it's Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I have a really fun and exciting for me video to share. It is a me walkthrough album. This time my album is Storyline Chapters, obviously. This book spans January through the end of April, and it is absolutely stuffed, as you can see. So let me get started on this, and many of these pages have process videos, so I'm going to make a special playlist so that way you can look at that me album playlist and check out any of the videos. So I start off this album with a Traci Reed project, and I really liked these thin acrylic pieces from Colorcast Designs, so I put in these, I think, for every month except for March. Like I said, Traci Reed, and I think it's called New Beginnings, but I used it to kick off the year and this album, and then I just pulled together a bunch of selfies from 2020 and documented how I felt about 2020 and how I'm so glad that it's over. I think we all feel that way. So I put a little pocket there that I love, and I just put these pages right on top of the album. This was a page for Everyday Explorers. I did a rainbow across right here. I think it was a creative prompt stamped, so I just decided to document my creative space. A Kellie Stamps project to document January and the everyday. I tend to just do small photos and some sort of grid or collage just to make it easy so I don't have to try to figure it out. And also I pick so many photos for my everyday that I kind of have to do a collage grid type style. I also included a bunch of Scrappin Happy Studio flares, and I love the color scheme that I came up with. It's different, but it still reminds me of January. January always makes me think of blues and grays. So I had an extra spot right here, and I didn't know what I was going to put there, but then I wound up with an extra photo from our snow trip, so I decided to document that and just try stamping all the way across in a horizontal design. So that was fun. This one was for a planner type stamp set that came out, and it had all these fun icons. So I paired that with the Scrappin stamp set from Everyday Explorers. Both are from Everyday Explorers. And I documented a Zoom birthday party for my bestie. These two pages are both Kellie Stamps. I didn't intend for them to both wind up on the same page, and I didn't intend for them to both be the same color scheme, but that's the way it worked out. So I was dealing with some knee pain at the beginning of the year, and probably from just doing too much jumping and cardio, and so I had to take it easy the first month of the year. My mom friends and I got out to have some drinks, and it was a lot of fun. Definitely need that mom time. I ended January with a random photo that I had and used Kellie Stamps, physical stamps, to kind of use as prompts to document the end of the month. I think this was part of like a beer stamp, I want to say, and I just took off a part of it so that way it said adulting is hard. Opening up February with a Traci Reed project. It was on the go and going slow. So I cut out an alphabet title that was kind of similar to a Frank Sinatra song. One day down and the next up, that's life. And then you open it, and I have photos from the 2 days. This is a Tuesday, and then that was a Wednesday. And then I just lift the flaps, and you can read the journaling. So it's a very interactive page, and I love how it turned out. It was a lot of fun. This one is probably close to my favorite or top 5 in this album. I just had a lot of fun with all the pinks because my photos were lending themselves to pink, so I went with pink. In this Everyday Explorer stamp set, I think it's something to do with It's All Okay, and added in my monthly piece and a few Colorcast Designs pieces as well. The next page is kind of like a silly page right here, I wanted to document my fries. I just have a weakness for fries, and Traci had come out with a love-themed kit, so I had this empty spot and decided to use it to document fries. This was also an empty spot as well, so I partnered with a company called Pick Foams. I'll leave their information in the description box. But they sent me this, all these photos so that way I could make a photo wall, and it was a lot of fun. So I had to document that. A Mandy Ford project just to document a hilarious photo of my kids, and then I just kind of did a grid and my clusters went outside of the grid. Another project that was a little bit different than I normally do, I documented a favorite movie series on Netflix and just used images from Google. So no photos from me, just images from Google. The next page was a Connect Story Kit project, and I just documented spending time in the evening with my husband. It's my favorite thing to do is just watch our shows together. I was given a Heidi swap kit for March, so I decided to use it to open March, and I used the notepad to kind of document where we're at, 377 days with no classroom, because by the end of March we were able to go back for 2.5 hours, twice a week. And then I just used the alphabet stickers right there and some washi tape. Another Connect Story Kit. This documents my friendship with Veronica Creates. I just love her, and we are constantly talking on the phone together, and I'm really grateful for her friendship. We took a spring trip to a flower farm, and I got a new plant, and Traci had a plant themed kit come out, so I documented this new plant, and I just love it. So this one was just amazing and so much fun to make. It took me 2 months to make it. This is a kit from Chris at Humble and Create. She makes some really great kits, and I wanted to document my music. I laminated this cassette right here, and then I got stuck. I didn't know where I was gonna go from there. But I finally came back, and I decided to do a flip out for all of my music for March. Let me turn it so you can see. It opens, and then I just put in a list of all of my music. I knew it was gonna make the album thick, but I was okay with that. And then obviously I have the clip that can clip it and help it stay shut. I posted this photo of me feeling brave, and I was just talking about, once again, my fitness journey and how far I've come. And I used the Bloom kit, and it turned out really pretty, and I'm so glad I shared this photo and just documented this journey that I'm on. This is a recent project for Kellie Stamps. Once again, it's an everyday overview page, and when I pick the photos for myself, I stick with photos that kind of capture me and my kids, books, food, and a show, and maybe some good quotes that I liked. So just a variety of like each category of life. And like I said, it was Kellie Stamps, so she had this great digital stamp set that had a bunch of phrases in it. So I used that as my jumping off point. Everyday Explorers had a fun food stamp set come out, and I wanted to document a very, very rare date night for my husband and I. And I just stamped on all these circles and then framed them around the margarita photo. This was the flower farm that we went to, and I decided to just use some of the photos that I had to put a page in my book about the trip, and also I wanted to use these fun flares from Jenny. And if you can see closely, my daughter is peeking out between our legs. She thinks that's so funny. That's one of her favorite things to do in our photos now. Okay, before I went into April, I had one last photo I wanted to document. So I used some really old Kellie Stamps products, like the papers and the flowers, and I documented just this fun selfie that I took of myself, and I love how it turned out. All right, April, once again, using the Everyday Explorers food stamp. I think it was another new one. And I documented a birthday lunch that my husband and I were able to go to. The next page is a Traci Reed kit. I think it's called My Story Matters. And I documented being able to go on a bike ride all by myself. And it was so much fun. I have the Pieces of Me project in process, and it's going to be in its own separate area, but I wanted to do something to document it in this album. So I just put the photos really, really small and used a ton of Mandy Ford die cuts and different little quotes that she had in the kit. This one was a fun one. I was teaching you guys how to make a stamped background using a large acrylic block, and then you can stamp across the page. I changed my area and I rearranged things in late April, and I love how it came out, so I just had to document it. This is another Mandy Ford project, very simple, but it's a hike with my friend, and I just wanted to document it, but not go too over the top with the embellishing. Love, love how this one came out. I had two photos from my bike ride, and so I just pulled the bright colors from there and used a bunch of citrus twist pieces, and I just love it. Same thing with this page. This page was a lot of fun. We took a spring ocean visit, which we'd never done. I don't think we've ever gone to the ocean in the spring, and it was a lot of fun. It was just what we needed. I fussy cut out some of these so they could be a little more dimensional, and it gave a great effect to it. This one was a Stretch Your Stamps project. I wanted to show you how to use flower stamps, in this case wildflower stamps. You can fussy cut them out, you can make a little border right here, or you can just do some messy stamping. But this was an incredible wildflower hike that we went on, so I had a million photos, used the washi tape to block in and finish the grid, and then I just did a flap right here and some more photos, and that's it. That is this whole big album. So I hope you guys enjoyed this detailed walkthrough. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.